All right, good morning. Welcome to my Jong Law Horn Pai program. I am still kind of on the bench with trying to heal up from this heavy cold. So I'm not going to run a lot of workout again today. Let's stay with technical work for today. Let's string together our 1 to 3 and all the way 1 to 4. And we'll start introducing some of the bits and pieces of number 5. And we'll get back to a little bit more of the workout part of it when my body can take the workout part of it a little bit more again. So should be next week. Let's get ourselves warmed up though. We'll get the feet in the ground and just let the head rise and fall a couple of times. And then we're going to look from side to side. And ear to one shoulder and hang. And the other. Again on the first side and the second. Let the head roll. Do some gentle half circles. And let's get the shoulders warmed up so shoulders can go back. And shoulders go forward. And arms can circle one way. And arms can circle the other. And we can reach and lean to one side. And to the other. Again to the first side. And the second. And we'll let those arms go nice and loose. Wrapping around the body. And we'll do a little shoulder stretch. Give it a bit of a pull. And same on the other arm. And let's go over the head and pull. And same on the other side. And then behind the back to pull. And same on the other side. Good. We'll shake it out a little bit. Let's warm up the hips. Those hips roll one way. And around the other. One more time, the first way. And the second. Legs go from the inside to the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. From the outside to the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Up to your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll go up to the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll do a bit of crossover. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Now we can shake it out a bit. Okay, let's start off. Like I said, I'm not going to do a whole lot of aerobic kind of stuff today and strengthening work. Let's stay with the set and do some choreography and refinement. So let's start out today going nice and slow. And we're going to do a nice, slow, held position version from 1 all the way to the end of 4. So we have our opening. Remember that what we're trying to do here is we're trying to leave the knees facing forward, the pelvis facing forward, and turn the waist, tuck that elbow in, and press out. So our first opening, we're drawing back, we're tucking that shoulder blade in. Weight goes in the right leg so we can push out with the left. Here's an open side exercise. So we're turning the trunk to extend the arm behind and extend the arm forward. Remember that a lot of these motions are big. They're long fists, so they're working for nice big full extensions. So we have that slight shuffle forward. We're shifting in. We're shifting in and we're pivoting on the heel as we come around with that elbow and forearm. Here we're then swinging down. So the shoulder blades are kind of engaged. We get a slight shift in that front foot. And here we want to swing through. So we're pivoting in the middle. And then we're going close side waist. We turn the whole structure. We have this nice little turnover with our back fist. We're going to settle that down. We're going to kick low. And then we want to get a little bit of that wind up. So we're pulling back through that rib cage and then driving into our next lunge. So here again, we're trying to keep the hips slightly forward and we're trying to turn the trunk, rotate it across that. So we're getting a lot of range of motion and extension here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to shuffle in again and come across with that elbow. We're going to strike down. We're going to slip that foot a little. We're going to pivot. So let your arms go loose. Move from core. Turn through the hips and get your closed side waist extension here. Hard thing to do. That tailbone's going to want to kick out from behind. So we really have to engage in the lower abdominal. Then we get our turnover. Boom. We get our low kick. And again, we want to pull back in and drive out to our open side press, to our shuffle and elbow, to our swing down, to our twist through and rise. Turn that over, kick low. One more time, we punch, but now we're going to get another one of those little quick shifts to the lateral where we're turning the foot in as we shuffle in to palm and to punch. Number 2 opens up with our second main opening. This is where we're pulling the left hand to the hip. So here's our shoulder blade integration. Tuck that shoulder blade in, settle, keep tucking that shoulder blade in. Now, that right leg is desperately going to want to roll in on you, and you have to keep it pushed out as you turn for your hook. You draw down, and then you return the trunk to come back to center. Any of these movements you can kind of play with while you're there. You can think twist, punch, hook punch, straight punch. You're kind of working those mechanics in the body. Now, we're slipping. Remember, we've talked about kind of getting the head out of the way, deflecting with the back of the hand. We open the foot slightly. We slip something over our shoulder as we twist and punch in. So again, here's close side waist, but instead of that raised arm, I'm tucking that elbow back to extend. Then we're going to go our turnover, back fist, and now we get our kick and punch. So we're rotating the trunk across the body while kicking out with the leg. Then here's that step to the lateral. I'm shuffling in, I'm turning in, I'm letting the left arm settle for a moment before hooking around. So now it's that left leg that's going to want to knock in, and we have to keep it pressed out over the foot. I really want to tuck my right shoulder blade as I pull down and punch out. Slight shift, slip underneath. And this is not about just pulling the arm back. It's about twisting the whole body through. Good. We're going to go turn over for our back fist and kick and punch. So now I'm turning my waist across the kicking leg. Remember, these are calisthenics. Step, shuffle to that lateral, circulate for the hook punch. Watch that right leg that wants to collapse. Pull down, punch. So shoulder blades pulling in. And then one more time, we slip through, punch, back fist, kick and punch, step in, hook around, pull down, punch, shuffle up, palm, punch. Number 3, we're going to pull to the hip. Again, the more you can tuck that right shoulder blade in, you want the forearm and the elbow already facing in the direction you're going to punch. You don't want to be swinging this punch out. You want to be driving it forward. But we're going to anchor that right arm. So we're kind of opening up from the shoulder, tucking in that shoulder blade, weighting the right leg, and lunging in. Okay, from here, we've got those turns. We're thinking of like a big kind of wheeling motions. As we turn through the center, we want to come over with that left hand. And then as it comes down, we're going to come up with the right hand. Then we're going to settle. And we're talking about the subtle wind up in here, where I coil my abdomen around to the right, and that starts to create the whip. So I'm going to switch that left foot around. I'm going to come over like a whip. 1, as my hips twist, that's going to drive that hammer fist down. Now we've got our closed side waist nice and open again. We're going to go turn over, back fist. We're going to kick low. We're going to try to line up so that elbow is straight in the direction that we want to punch, and we drive back out. So I'm sinking in that front hip. I'm going to push out of that front hip. I'm going to twist through the hips. Boom. Down. And there's a bit of a clearing here. Not only am I overhanding, but then I'm thinking about clearing something out of the way. For my uppercut, I settle. I go close side waist to wind up. And that's going to load my left leg so I can push out of that leg. So the push from that left leg drives first the right hand, and then the weighting into that, push out the left leg, and the weighting into the right leg is what drives that left hand to come down. We're going to come around back fist, settle, kick low, load up, punch out. Come over, turn through your hips, drive 1 up, 1 down, wind up, twist back, twist through the hips and let the arms whip through. Good, back fist, settle, kick, and punch. Then we shuffle up, we're turning to that lateral, drawing that right arm in as we turn the trunk. Again, my knees and toes face forward, and I punch out. Number 4, we open up the hand. We're drawing across. So again, I'm engaging the shoulder blade to draw in. I'm stepping out. I'm closing down through the chest as I sneak that hand and foot across. I'm going to clear. There's a lot going on in the shoulder blades now because I got to tuck that left shoulder blade as much as I can without breaking down the stance, and then punch out. Now I'm reaching and creating crane. I'm stepping back. I'm scooping through the hip. I'm stepping backwards. Things get complicated now, and I'm going to my cutting palm. So my earlier closed side waist work was with the arms up. Now that back arm is hooked down and pressing out to the palm. Now I even work my waist more here because I'm going to twist the waist further to the closed side as I scoop. Front hand scoops to edge of the hand facing down. Back hand scoops so fingertips are facing forward, and I go pierce with the fingers. Now, here comes my lunges. I'm going to shift my heels in line. Brush the hip. Come up and over to my armpit. As I do that, I'm raising up my right hand. I'm going to squat in the right leg as I clear my left arm. And I'm going to transfer into my left leg as I go into my cutting palm. So that's the end of first side. So now we're taking it to the other side. So I've got this relaxed hand. I'm going to go kick. And as I step, I'm rotating to the lateral to pound with that hammer. So my foot's rotating to the lateral. Then as I slide in, I'm going to clear and as much as possible, tuck that shoulder blade in, punching out. Reach, so we're reaching across and down, and then we're going to come through with our cutting palm. And here's that difficult closed side. That shoulder wants to be down, and we want to rotate through to try to extend the body. Then we go even further. There's our scoops. We're scooping. We're learning how to wind up, make the body flexible, wrap around, pierce through. Brush up to the armpit, either comes high. We're squatting in the left leg, clearing, and then we're driving to our right leg with the palm. So now we have our third repetition, back to left side. I'm kicking straight, but I'm stepping and turning into the lateral. I'm sliding through, so I'm hollowing a bit and then opening and then punching. I open the chest, crane, I step through. So again, here's the spiraling, but I go to cutting palm, and I'm trying to keep that right shoulder low and withdrawn. I scoop to really work the twisting in the body and pierce. Brush, slip, reach up, hook down, press out, kick. And now our final part of this, we go kick, head to the lateral with our hammer, but then we step up, pull back that right hand, palm presses out, and punch. Let's go nice and slow through number 5. We'll just kind of work through it a bit today. So number 5 is going to open up like number 2. We're going to step out, we're going to hook, we're going to pull down, we're going to punch out. Now in number 2, we did Wei Lung Bai Mei. We slipped to create our rear punch. This time we're not going to use the parrying and the slipping. We're going to use a driving, wedging high block. So we're going to wedge that up. So from my initial punch position, I'm going to kind of dip down, drop my elbow slightly, and then come up the center and punch out from behind. Now we're going to go back fist, kick. I'm going to be bringing my right hand to the hip. I'm going to be turning to the lateral. And just like we did in number 2, I'm going to circulate around and hook punch. Watch that. Left leg's going to want to collapse in, pull down, punch. I don't withdraw this hand. Unlike the other one where I kind of pulled it in, I'm going to drive and wedge in behind it and work on blocking and punching same time. So we come through. Back fist turns over, kick, hook punch, pull down, straight punch. Now again, I'm slipping that foot just slightly to give me some width, and I'm dipping my elbow down, getting into my legs, and then popping open. Again, we're going to go back fist, kick, right hand goes to hip as I shift to my lateral, left hand circulates for the hook punch, pull down, straight punch, and then I would step up, palm punch. So not a very extensive one. Nothing like number 3 with all the twists and turns, or number 4 with all that. Number 2 and number 5 are giving us a couple of different concepts of how to slip and deflect or jam and punch at the same time. So in number 2, we get that kind of whipping, slipping, or slipping under, and boom, we're coming through. In number 5, we're getting this idea that the hand that was out kind of stays in that space and drives in behind. So we don't want to pull it in too much. We don't want to withdraw too much. I don't want to get it into this feeling of pull in, pop out. I'm really, from this position here, just kind of settling the elbow and then twisting. So the twisting and opening is what wedges that in. Now, this could be in terms of a chain of command. I'm throwing a punch, the person goes to kind of deflect that, so I wedge into that space and drive through. This is also just that idea with Wei Lung Bai Mei, we're kind of coming out to the corner. With this, we're creating the roof. And so any kind of roof blocking tends to start with almost like a rising uppercut kind of position. And then we open the structure behind it. So I want to create the roof. I'm making a triangle and I'm covering the body. And here, I'm driving that backhand from behind it. So a way you can kind of work on this is to work on, for those who have done a bit of Fairmay at the shuttles from Tai Chi, it's very similar. And it's also got some similarities to our fire fist from the Xing Yi Chuan system. We're going to be turning that fist over, but we're going to think here, if you kind of bring your arms together, bit of a fighting position, and you think wedge and punch, boom, boom. So a nice little drill here just gets us striking, striking. So we can turn that over and hit. We can turn that over and hit. And we're driving into that space, up the center and drive in. And that's the major part that this sequence is giving us. So each sequence gives us a couple of different things to work on. So if we had a little bit of a chain here and we went, I punch to sort of check out things, I slip underneath that, and then I back fist kick. And then I can hook punch, straight punch again. So we start into those chains that we were doing before with the one comes around, one straight. So we keep getting variations of creating power from the back arm. We're using that front arm to do different things, you know, pulling down, lifting up, but we keep getting this twisting out because that's where the majority of straight power structure comes from, is being able to drive out of that rear leg and in through that same arm. And we can do that from number 2 with slipping. We talked about either taking it to the outside or covering the insides. And now we want to take that through wedging and driving in behind that technique. So let's walk through that number 5 another time. It's not going to take us too long, I think, to put together number 5. So we've done our backhand palm punch. There's sort of our ending of number 4. So number 5 starts like number 2. I'm drawing to the hip. I'm stepping out. I'm hooking around. This is where I'm trying to get that mobility in my spine, but the root stays where it is. And I load up, I compress, and the punch is about a release. I kind of just settle and sit and drive that out. Now, instead of sneaking under like I did for number 2, I drop my elbow just slightly, not really pulling it in. I drop it, and then I wedge from underneath. Yeah, then we get a quick turnover back fist and our kick. And the same as what we were doing before, whereas I step to the lateral, I'm winding up this right arm. I'm hooking with the left. I'm trying to keep those knees facing forward. I pull down and punch. And right from that punch, I'm going to drive up from underneath. Good. One more time. I go back fist, kick, hook through and punch, dip in just slightly and drive in from underneath. Back fist kick, hook punch, straight punch, step up, palm and punch. Nice. So I'm going to introduce you to one more sequence. This one's going to show up frequently in different bits and pieces of the set. So why don't we make it into a bit of an exercise for now, and then we'll finish off with a little bit of a flowing connection of 1 to 5. So in this exercise, we talked about, come back around here, in my sort of introductions to my Jung, we talked about how we're going to have exercise where we maintain the square and work the waist, and exercise where we're going to go narrow bow, central, narrow bow, and that we're going to use different arm techniques to go along with that. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to work on closing everything in. So again, here's some of my calisthenics. I'm going to think about condensing my abs, hollowing my chest, engaging my glutes, gripping the floor, and crossing my arms. Now I want a nice drop. As I'm dropping, I'm going to rotate so I have an open side twist. I'm going to come back to center. I'm going to close. Then I'm going to drop and open. So we go in, down, open. In, turn. So horse rider's position, bow stands. Condense in the horse riders. And you want to get this feeling. Arms are released, but they go, they open. Everything opens up. When I come into middle, close, open. Close, dip, open. There's all these dips because we want to learn how to be able to drop and rotate in our hips without thought after a while, how to just flow through opening and closing and dropping. And in this case, we're going to use all sorts of different pathways for the arms. Now this one, this open side work is hard because this shoulder is going to want to rise and lean. It wants to settle, and we want to open up and sink in. So I'm trying to get my arm, not as a hard and fast rule, but I'd like to have my arm in line with my back heel and my arm in line with my front foot. So I'm really dropping those shoulders. There's going to be this desire to kind of really get bound up in here, and you want to relax and open. So you're condensing in, pull things in, dip, drop the arms, rotate, line up the hands with the feet. There's a lot of work going on in the core. In and out, in and out. So that's one you can kind of touch base with, because that's going to show up in number 6. 6 is fairly complicated, fairly athletic. Let's go for a little bit closer to a performance speed, and we'll finish off by going through the whole chain. So our opening, 1, 2, 3, and section 1. Punch, elbow, hammer, top fist, back fist, kick, punch, elbow, hammer, top fist, back fist, kick, punch, elbow, hammer, top fist, back fist, kick, lateral to palm and punch. Number 2, hook punch, straight punch, slip punch, back fist, kick punch. Hook punch, straight punch, slip, straight punch, back fist, kick punch. Hook punch, straight punch, slip punch, back fist, kick punch. One more time, hook punch, straight punch, shuffle in, palm punch. 3, punch out, overhand, uppercut, back fist, hammer fist, back fist, kick, lunge punch, overhand, uppercut, back fist, hammer, back fist, kick, lunge, overhand, uppercut, back fist, hammer, back fist, kick, punch, shuffle to the lateral, palm punch. Number 4, opening up the right hand, slipping, stepping, clearing. 1, crane, cutting palm, spear, brush, clear, cutting palm. Kick low, hammer to the lateral, hook stance, clear the hand, punch, crane, twist back, cutting palm, pierce, brush, hook over, cutting palm. One more time. Kick, hammer, clear, punch, crane, cutting palm, spear hand, brush, clear, cutting palm, kick low, hammer on the lateral, palm, step up, punch. Oh, let's go into number 5. So we pull down, hook punch, straight punch, high block punch, back fist, kick, lateral, hook punch, straight punch, high block punch, back fist, kick, hook punch, straight punch, high block punch, back fist, kick, hook punch, straight punch, shuffle in, palm, punch. And then we're going to get ready for number 6, which opens like 1 and 3. All right, we'll leave it there for today. So shoulders can go back and forward, arms and legs can shake out a little bit. And thanks for training hard today. I should be back up to pace. We'll do a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more workout next week as I get my health back. If you got any questions, any details you're looking for, stick around or text or email me. I'll bring those answers into the next class for you. Thanks for training today.